We're doing a live draft, ladies and gentlemen. We're doing a live draft here on Underdog Fantasy. This isn't one of the big best ball mania drafts, which are fun, and we do those all the time. This is a private league of 12. Yours truly is in the league already, and 11 of you are going to join said league. It's $10 to get in. The prizes all get sorted out by Underdog. There's $108 in prizes at the end of the year, and we're battling it out together. Just the 12 of us for the $108 in prizes. $10 entry. Draft link is dropping after the intro, so file on in. Hit that thumb up button on your way in the door.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What is going on, everybody? We're doing a live draft. We're doing a live draft here on Underdog Fantasy. Promo code Smitty. Underdog will match up to $100 in your first deposit. All you got to do is click that link that's in the description of the video, or use promo code Smitty, or use the link that I'm about to drop in and pin in the live chat in 1 second. So let me drop this link right now, and you guys can jump into this draft. It's first come first serve. If you click the link and it doesn't, it just takes you to like the Underdog homepage. That means you didn't get in. That means that 11 other people were quicker than you, had faster Wi-Fi than you, had a quicker knee-jerk reaction than you. So here is the link right now. I'm going to drop it. 5, 4, 3, 2. Join said draft now. Okay. Link has been pinned. If you want to get in on this draft, let me go to the board view. We can see everybody. Wrong button there, Smitty. Wrong button. Let's see everybody getting into this draft here. Let me see. Filled. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spots available. 6 spots, 5 spots available, 4 spots available. This is a private league that goes the distance to week 17. 3 spots available, $10 entry, $108 in prizes, and it's just us. This is not a best ball mania. This is not one of the big tournament drafts. This is a $10, $108 prize pool draft between me and 11 of you, taking it the distance all the way through week number 17. 2 people left. This is plenty of time. Nobody can complain about not getting in this draft, because there are 2 spots still remaining. Those fill quickly, but we still have had these 2 spots sitting there for a number of time. We got 46 people in here already. 2 spots remaining. Who wants to jump into this private league? Click that link that's in the live chat. Click that link that's pinned. I believe I pinned it. Did I pin it? I pinned it. The link is pinned. Waiting for 2 more people to click that button, and then the draft will begin. I'm surprised it's taking this long for the final 2 spots to fill, to be honest with you. They normally fill very, very quickly. Let's see. I gotta pull up the live stream so I can see if anybody's dropping any goodness on the channel, because sometimes I don't see it on my system and I've got to run the live stream alongside. Okay, draft is full. Appreciate you all jumping in. I'm excited to draft with all of you and compete against all of you the entire season. Ron Navy getting the 1.1. Looks like I got the 1.10. Let me go into board view here and expand this bad boy out so you guys get a little bit better viewing experience. And let me just lower this down to about right. Let's see. About right there. Okay, there we go. We're ready to draft. Let me get this off the screen here. That was my previous team. This team right here is the one that I just drafted in the Best Ball Mania 4. I got Hurts and Burrow. It's a 1 quarterback lineup, but that rotational scoring I think is going to be awesome at quarterback. It's a great strategy. Not something you want to deploy every time. Jahmyr Gibbs, Walker, Charbonnet, McKinnon, Khalil Herbert, Chase, Dotson, Pickens, Curtis Samuel, Hyatt, Nathaniel Tank Dell, Kincaid, Cole Kmet. Very good squad there. I'm drafting from the 10 tonight, and on the clock is Ron Navy. Ron Navy's on the clock. 60 people in here. Punch that thumb up button if you would be so kind. Ron Navy grabs Justin Jefferson with that number 1 overall pick, and let's ride. Skis is in the 2 spot. Who's he going to grab? Who's he going to grab here? We've got Nick in the 3. We got Boosted in the 4. We got BK in that 5 spot. We got another B. We got King in the 6 spot. We got Logan in the 7. Overcome. Dan the Grim Reacher. Your boy Smitty in the 10. Roe in the 11. And I don't even know how to say your name. We'll call you Big C. Big C in the 12 spot. Okay, let's roll. Bijan going 3. Jamar Chase went 2. JJ went to Ron Navy at 1. Cooper Kupp went 4. Tyreek Hill went 5. King is up with a 6 spot. Bryson dropping a super chat. Bryson says, help Smitty. Don't care for Tyreek Hill. I want to get rid of him, but I don't know what trade should I do. Let's see here. Should I go for Breece or Pollard or something? I mean, Breece and Pollard have a much lower ADP and redraft. Is it dynasty or redraft? Let me know on that real quick, Bryson, so I can answer this question the best way I can. Custom $10 draft made for Smitty's channel with Smitty's viewers, says Golf. Appreciate you, Golf. Golf is the man, the myth, the legend. 11 spot. Smitty going to snipe me all night, says Travis. Or you're going to snipe me on the way back. It goes both ways. I'm going to snipe you as it goes this way, and as it swings back around, you're going to double snipe me. So we'll have to see. Okay, Kelsey going number 7. Christian McCaffrey went 6. Again, Tyreek Hill went 5. Cooper Kupp went 4. Bijan 3. Jamar Chase 2. And Justin Jefferson 1. I'm not scared of Hill, says BK. Nobody should be necessarily scared of Hill getting suspended. You never know, because he is pressing charges, the alleged victim. But I don't know, bro. I don't know. I think a lot of it is that he's just off his rocker. You know, that's part of the concern. Dan the Grim Reacher is on the clock. Let me get into this draft. I'm up next. I got my phone here. I'm going to draft on my phone, leave this big board up for you. Bryson says redraft 10-man PPR, got Wilson, Olave, Watson, and London as receivers. Walker and J.K. Dobbins and Stevenson. It's a really good team. I don't know that I'm not worried about getting rid of Tyreek Hill in your situation, but Bijan, he's oftentimes ranked lower, but not in our community. But okay, on the clock, number 10. Should I go A.J. Brown here? I'm gonna go A.J. Brown here. Doing it live. A.J. Brown, baby. Bryson, so I'm going to probably say this, bro. I'm going to probably say that, Tyreek Hill's a top 7 redraft player easily. I mean, look, he just went number 5. You should be able to get Bijan. If you can't get Bijan, you already have Garrett Wilson. Who's your quarterback? I mean, you could do some sort of thing where you get, Breece Hall or Pollard and upgrade your quarterback on top of that, but you can't trade Hill for Breece Hall or Tony Pollard. The ADP values just aren't even close. I mean, your team's good enough to where you don't need to do a thing, to be honest. You can take the risk on Tyreek Hill, given your situation. The risk isn't crazy. I would go Barkley at 10, says Avi. No, he's not really living in the first round, Avi. You could get him in this 13 spot. He'll be there, or this 15 spot. I mean, he's easily there in the 15. Barkley's usually never in the first round right now. Not saying he doesn't necessarily deserve it. Like I'll take him here at 15. I'm not scared of that, but I don't have I don't have any Eckler shares. I'd contemplate Eckler here. I don't know. I'm definitely staying away from Eckler for the most part. Jonathan Taylor is interesting here. Nick Chubb's okay here. Barkley is good here. Jalen Hurts is a little early, but in best ball, the stacking can be a thing that you can, you might want to force like a Hurts early. Chubb's not bad. I definitely could consider Chubb right here. Nick Chubb, Barkley, Eckler. I don't know. T-Law, Russell Wilson, says Bryson, so you're good, bro. I wouldn't force anything. You can't get Bijan. Just stand down and let Hill, gain some value, or potentially look to buy low on some players that kind of slump early. Like, let's say Bijan has like 60 yards and no touchdowns and 20 yards receiving in week 1. Maybe you can trade Hill for Bijan straight up at that point versus give up a lot more now. But I'd certainly do that trade straight up. I'd trade Tyreek Hill for Bijan straight up. But Hall and Pollard are like second to third round picks, like at the 2-3 turn. So there's just a big difference in value. So you can't really make that trade. Appreciate your super chat, my man. If you got a follow up, you can follow up. I need a little more information than that. What players can you add into Pollard and Hall, and does it even make sense because your receivers are loaded? Like, you can't really use an extra player. Travis is searching the world for this pick. He's either that or he's in the bathroom. Travis, where you at, pal? Today, Travis. Geez, there he goes, Olave. Let's go, Barkley. AJ Brown, Barkley. I'm feeling it. JT, Chubb, I would have gone. I could be okay with any of that. Hurts is something I contemplated, but it's just a little early. One QB league. Depending on how slow this goes, we may not even stream the whole entire draft. Phone lines are open if anybody wants to dial in, because there's the timer's a 10-hour timer right now. We're all in here. We all joined the stream at the draft at the same time, so nobody should be leaving. But if it goes slow for whatever reason,
call into the show. Call into the show.
Patrick Mahomes, Nick Chubb. Some Nick Chubb and Garrett Wilson. Patrick Mahomes and CD. AJ Brown and Barkley to me. Amon-Ra and Olave to Travis. It's a good combo. Diggs and Waddle. Okay. Nick Chubb and Garrett Wilson, strong. Travis Kelce and then Austin Eckler late is really nice. Adams and Christian McCaffrey. Tyreek Hill and Jonathan Taylor. It's great value. A lot of good value. The reach is on Jalen Waddle, which was extremely high. That's probably the highest I've seen Jalen Waddle go, I think, the entire offseason. Like, Big C, you took Waddle higher than I've ever seen him go. Olave's a reach at 14. As much as we love him, Travis, he definitely is a reach there. Those two reaches definitely bump some guys down. So JT fell a little far. Eckler fell a little far. Yeah, but not crazy far. Just it is a little bit of a unique draft. We got we got Avi and Ron Navy on the line. Ron Navy, what do you think about AJ Brown and Barkley? I don't have
it's a good start.
I don't know if I have a lot of AJ Brown and Barkley at all, so it kind of feels like a different team that I've ever drafted this year so far. Avi, what's up, man?
Yo, what's going on, Smitty? I like the AJ Brown Barkley team.
Yeah.
And I just have a question on Stephon Diggs. Think I should look to trade him, or how? You think he's gonna have a good season?
Redraft
Dynasty.
about
Diggs.
Redraft Dynasty.
Yeah.
Which one?
It's like just overall kind of.
But like, give me context, because it really matters. Redraft Dynasty.
It's Dynasty. Yeah, it's Dynasty.
I mean, yeah, he's turning 30 years old. Not that you can't do well at 30, not that you can't do well at 31 and then drop off. Like, is there a chance he has 2 electric years left? Absolutely, but he's unhappy. He seems to be getting worse in terms of his off the field, and even I don't even want to categorize it as off the field behavior like outside of football. It's more like in the locker room and sideline behavior, which is tied to football. I think that, do I ever hear much of him off the field, like causing problems like Joe Mixon? No. So that's good. but he seems to be a toxic teammate, and it feels like it's getting worse. And it's not that he can't still do well with that toxicity, like, you know, just going through his system like all the time. He definitely could. Some players thrive on that. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, but I certainly feel like if I could get into a different player that I like a little bit better for the long term, I'm gonna jump all over it. And if I've got to give up a little bit, I will. Because turning 30, you're not going to be able to get anything for him a year from now. Take Eckler and Henry as an example. A lot of people do believe Eckler has one more elite year, right? But who's going to give you who's going to buy Eckler in a dynasty league? Not very many people, because your expectation is going to be near top 15 overall value. But an Eckler purchaser will be like, I'm not taking him at that cost. No way. You know? So,
yeah.
I don't know,
I'm
bro.
trying to get him like Jonathan Taylor in a deal for him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do.
I would definitely rather have Jonathan Taylor than Diggs. I'd rather have Olave. I feel like Olave should be doable for Diggs, to be honest, because I don't think everybody believes in him. You could always go a smaller name receiver that we believe is going to do well, like Watson, and try and get something in addition. I don't even know if you can.
Yeah.
You probably could. I think people don't look at Diggs as like he's done. I feel like a lot of people argue with me about his dynasty value, so I kind of feel like you can get more than let's say an Eckler or Henry, you know, who...
Diggs still is 2 years, I think. Like 2.
Yeah, but 2 years of what? That's why we're concerned, right? 2 years of like him being chaos and you know, unraveling or something. Like, he wants out. He can't get out this year, but there's a chance a team takes on some of his dead cap or his salary, you know, and makes it a lot lesser below for the Bills to get rid of him. But I mean, I don't think the Bills want to get rid of him. But at some point, if you're a toxic person in the locker room, a team will say, "Look, we're not going to win with this mentality or this like negative vibe and the constant, you know, complaining and yelling at everybody." And so, like, yeah, I could see them maybe biting the bullet next year, but they certainly can't this year, because that dead cap is like $45-50 million. It's crazy. There's no way Diggs can go anywhere this year. But I mean, let's say he goes somewhere next year. Do you honestly believe he's going somewhere better than Josh Allen and the clear path to the number one spot? No. So his situation is going to only be worse if he goes somewhere. It can't be better. It can't be. There's just no way. Like, what, you know, and if he's a locker room, you know, toxic locker room person, do you think one of these other teams with these elite quarterbacks like Joe Burrow or Jalen Hurts or Patrick Mahomes are going to want to take on a locker room, you know, cancer? I doubt it. So he's not going to one of those other elite quarterback landing spots. Maybe like Chicago or something. Like, could I see something crazy happening? Maybe. Jacksonville, I don't think they bring him in there. And past that, where is he going to go? Where is he going to go where he's going to get Stephon Diggs numbers? Nowhere. So I'm concerned about him for sure, bro.
Where I'll try to trade him for Jonathan Taylor and some draft picks.
What about Gibbs?
Some picks.
What about Gibbs?
Yeah.
David dropping 5
I
gifted
already
memberships.
have Gibbs. I got
To the moon.
Thank you, David. David dropping 5 gifted memberships in the chat. Appreciate that, my guy. Looks like Jeremy.
Gibbs top 10
Smith.
RB.
Ron.
With these private drafts, did this automatically always got to be a slow draft?
Yeah, they do. It sucks.
sucks.
They do. Yeah, I would love for it to
Can't even
not.
make it.
Can't make a fast one. Can't make a private draft fast. They're only slow.
You
But that's
put
okay.
a
'Cause
suggestion in the under. They should make them fast.
yeah, I think there's probably some
Give you
reasons.
the option.
There's probably some reasons behind it, I suppose, that people are more like a complaint. The complaint level is probably pretty high. If someone makes a private draft and they click it and then it doesn't start, and then everybody, because think about it from the perspective of the person accepting the draft. If it just started randomly, like if it took us, let's say, an hour and a half to get 12 people, Are you really going to sit there at your phone, for an hour and a half and then know exactly when it starts and not miss the draft? I bet you anything, if you do a private draft, send a link out, takes forever to fill, and then all of a sudden it fills, 4 people don't show up. You know what I mean? Because they may not get the alert on their phone. They may, you know what I mean? So I highly doubt that. I bet it's a lot of problems. I thought that too until I thought it out. Thank you, David. Appreciate you. So let's look at these teams real quick. Ron Navy from the 1 slot has JJ, Devontae Smith, and Jalen Hurts. I like that start. That's really nice. Devontae Smith, I always say, is a little bit early in round 2, but when you're stacking and you're going after some later RBs from that draft slot, I think that's fine. That's fine. That's a nice start. I mean, even again, going back to your Watson reach, like your team still looked like fire. Like you can reach at that 24 spot. It really, that 1 pick is so fun to have because I feel like one of those picks is like usually a reach. I'm starting to really come to terms with me reaching with one of those picks almost every time. Or I take Breece Hall, and I feel like that's a good value. But you're still going to have a good-looking team, even if you reached on Devontae Smith. And maybe you didn't. I mean, Devontae Smith, if A.J. Brown goes down with knee issues, I'm like, this guy's going to be a top 5 wide receiver. I can't wait to see him finally get, like, the stage to himself. I'm not wishing injury upon A.J. Brown, but A.J. Brown's going to miss time eventually. And at some point, it's going to be just the
his ADP is 21.
Yeah, it's
And
climbing.
I got him at 24.
It's climbing.
I got him.
Yeah, I don't know why his ADP is so high. Let's see here. Here I've got Barkley and AJ Brown. This is tough.
Who would you rather have? Would you rather have Devontae Adams at his ADP or Devontae Smith at his ADP?
Devontae Smith.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a tough spot to be in here because I'm not feeling like did Christian Watson go? Yeah, he just went.
Yeah, he just went for you. Overcome.
Yeah.
Go
I would
Joe
have
B.
taken Gibbs here, but Dan the Grim Reacher just grabbed him. I kind of like. I'm not gonna name players that I like here because I don't want to miss. I don't want to miss on them. I'm gonna go.
Everybody knows who you like, and they're going to take them anyways.
Yeah, because I know that the next pick I'm fine with like 5 people. It's a little early, but this is our community, so I know I'm just gonna go. I just want to grab him. I don't want to let Burrow go. I have a feeling Travis would take him. I have a feeling Big C would take him at the 12 draft slot turn picks that he's got coming up here at 36 and 37. I'm very comfortable with who's going to be there at 30, 39. I almost went wide receiver though. There, I almost did. Man, Olave just went 38 in a different draft. Gives me hope of landing him in my favorite league, bro. 38 for Olave is crazy, and I'm getting real. Thank you for the super chat, Overcome. Super chat, Overcome
To the moon.
By the way, I don't know if you guys noticed something that I'm wearing today. Look at these hats from Grindhouse that came in. These are the demo hats. They came in. It's got the patch on it. The patch it's an actual embroidered patch. It's a really, really nice patch. The back has the Fantasy Football Show on the back. It's a flex fit. It's either XL. It's either large. See, the sizes are like this. It's either large/XL. That's one size. That's the big size. And then the small/medium. There's only 2 sizes for flex fit. So those will be out soon, guys. So look for the link on that. But I like it. It's nice. And I've got I want to make some custom stuff too. I got these bad boys. I got a grip of these patches, and I'm gonna be putting them on stuff. But I like them. I got a grip of them here. I really like them. They did a good job. That patch is really nice. I've seen a lot of teams go on auto when doing 7th inning stretch drafts. I haven't. Smith, Hurt stack is smash, says Alex. Landon says, "What's up, Smitty?" Travis, who's drafting from the 11th spot, says, "I wonder if there'll be too many drafts running too. If there are private leagues." I don't think so. It really just comes down to that if you start, and I know this because I start a lot of private drafts. I guarantee you that if I said, "Hey, join my draft" on my Instagram, and I put the link like I do all the time, that 5 people would join expecting the draft to start. They wouldn't look at the details. They wouldn't look at anything. They just join, right? And then they'd wait, and all of a sudden it would not fill right away. And then they'd leave, and then it would fill, and then the draft would begin with the 30-second timer, and they'd miss the first 4 rounds and be upset and want their money back or something like that from Underdog. So Underdog probably said, "We're not dealing with the customer service issues on the slow draft being, or on a private league being a 30-second timer." I bet you it was a nightmare for them. That's my guess as to what happened, Ron. Is they had to deal with some support calls on that because people are like, "I didn't get to even draft in it." You know.
Yeah.
These patches are sick. Oh God, almost knocked my drink over and everything. Okay. Najee Harris went to Big C in the 12th spot. Diggs, Waddle, Cooper, and Najee. Wow. Big C, you I don't know what you're doing with the Cooper and Waddle selections. Those are mega reaches, man. Like Waddle's ADP is what, Ron? Like 24 or what is it? Is it even in the... Let me look at Waddle's ADP. That seems like a mega reach, man. So Waddle has a ADP of... Wow, it is climbing to 15 though. So it's not that far off. Why is he going 15? Well, I mean, I still feel like it. I mean, you're drafting 2 spots early. It's not a big deal according to ADP, but man, I do not like that at all. Amari Cooper, where's Amari Cooper? 33.
I think that. I mean, you got to realize that people value some of these players you're not high on more than you value them. Yeah, I mean, just like you value Swift,
they sure
I
do.
don't value him. So.
They sure do. Hey, Big C, I apologize. You took both of them near their ADP. Closer to Cooper, technically, is going in like the 33 to 36. So you took Cooper exactly where his ADP is. I just don't like the pick. But Waddle was a couple spots early, but his ADP is climbing. But I don't like either pick. But that's my opinion. Yeah. Who cares what I think?
See, I mean, you made it out to like I hate Pollard, but I don't hate Pollard. I just think his ADP is too high for him right now. And I am a little concerned with Pollard this year. If they bring in somebody, I'd rather them bring back Zeke. I'd rather them get Cook or somebody in there that will help, because Pollard hasn't had a full workload, and this is going to be new on him, coming off an injury. And if he can, be the guy but not have that amount of workload, then yeah, he'll be good, I think.
Yeah, but I don't think they need.
I
don't think they need somebody even to do that, because they brought in Deuce Vaughn. He'll do that. They have Malik Davis. I think they can still do all that.
Deuce Vaughn, he's going to be a specialty guy, though.
Yeah, but
he's not going to be anybody.
They only need to take like Davis. 8 carries away from. They only need to take like 8 carries away from Pollard to keep him around 220. Like Pollard's not going to go into the 280s. It's going to be like a 220 carry season. All right, hold on a second. Let me make this draft selection. I got AJ Brown, I got Barkley and Joe Burrow. I could either go ETN with this pick. I could go wide receiver and grab a Debo, who I don't mind in round 4. I'll probably go Debo. I'm gonna try it out. A.J. Brown, Barkley, Burrow, Debo. I'm going to go a little wide receiver heavier than normal. Yeah, I hear you on Pollard, but I'm not concerned. I mean, just because he hasn't taken the full workload, though, doesn't mean he can't. Doesn't mean he can't just because he hasn't. He could take a 250 carry workload. We don't know. I don't really want him going, 300, but he is a 6 foot, 215 pound running back. He's bigger than Bijan Robinson. So I don't know that we can just assume he can't take the full workload just because he hasn't. And breaking his fibula had nothing to do with him breaking down. He's 5 yard per carry running back. I'm excited about him, man. I think a 2 to 3 turn is perfect for him. I know you think it's high, but I don't. If you can get him as your third drafted player,
well, look at where did he go last year? He went in like the 5th or 6th, or even later than that last year.
Yeah, he's a steal.
Yeah, I mean, if he was down in the 5th or 6th or wherever down there, I'd take him all day long. Yeah, he'd be a steal, but I just don't like him in the second. It's not like I don't like him.
Yeah. Well, if you can get him as your third drafted player, it's a home run. I mean, if you could get him at like 26, 27, 28 overall, it's like smash. But I don't mind him at the turn at all. I don't think he's any bigger reach than Devontae Smith, though. I think like Devontae Smith is worth it. Like in my opinion, he's a reach at 24, regardless of what ADP I'm saying in my mind. But I still like it. I still could argue it. I could still say the upside's there. Yeah. The upside's there.
Devontae Smith or Higgins, because you've always said even last year Higgins in the second is way too high.
Yeah, I don't like
that.
But
I mean, he made second.
I think
don't like that.
I think Devontae Smith is. I think Devontae Smith's a much better bet to earn a reach pick like that than Higgins. Higgins has got the injury risk. Yeah. I don't like that at all. I can't argue that. I can argue Devontae Smith at 24. I can't argue Higgins there. I just can't. I think Waddle belongs at the very end of the second round. I don't understand this top of the second round and his ADP climbing to 15, 16. That's just too high for Waddle, in my opinion, especially with all the quarterback situations. Quarterback situation, the Tua Tagovailoa is not staying upright. We all know that. What's up, Okafor? What do you?
Smitty, why are you disrespecting my pick, Smitty?
Yeah. Is it?
That's me at the. That's me at 12.
Oh, that's you. Okay, that's you. Okafor. I wasn't sure if that was you or not. Okay, so look. First of all, I apologize for saying that you were way off ADP on both. I didn't realize that the rest of the world is insane right now. I didn't know Amari Cooper is going 33 to 36. His ADP climbed at least the last week or two. I don't think it was necessarily right there. Waddle, you took a couple spots too early, but that's still in the territory of where he kind of lives. But I don't know. Waddle and Amari Cooper, do you really feel like those are the best picks there? If you do, that's okay.
Hey man, where did Waddle finish last year? You know how many yards he racked up?
Yeah, I mean he had a good year. But I still feel like
his man was like.
You what?
It was like tied with CeeDee Lamb in yards.
No, he finished as the 7th receiver, at least in half PPR.
Racked up 1,300 yards.
Yeah, but 13 overall. But okay, so which is why I think at the end of round 2, as a second drafted player, I could understand it. But you took him 13 overall. That's probably the highest, even though his ADP is climbing. That is the highest I've seen Jalen Waddle go. Like seriously, I've never seen a draft where Jalen Waddle has gone higher than 13. So I'm just saying, you took him out as you took him out of ceiling. You're like Tyreek Hill at 5 and Jalen Waddle at 13. Tua's gonna have a top 3 season according to this. You know what I'm saying?
Which is what he was pulling off last year until he got concussed.
Yeah, and what do you think is gonna happen this year?
Thick. All right, he got thick on the bottom. So now, those what are those? I guess like those dummies in football training camp. You know where you knock them over, but because the bottom is kind of rounded, bigger bottom, ladder on top, bounces right back up. So I think that's a
tackle dummy.
Yeah. I could tackle McDuffie.
Okay.
Knock him down, comes right back up. Nice.
So
I don't expect. I didn't watch Tua closely last year to see what he was doing to get himself blasted. I don't know if it was a O-line problem or he just got unlucky. But quarterback injury to me is not something to really bet on. That's harder to see. That's harder to come to fruition for me, even
Why?
though Tua
Why?
things in a couple times.
Why when we're talking about?
I'm just saying I factor it in less than.
But what about?
other
But yeah, and I
injuries.
guess I could understand that. But aside from Tua, like Tua's concussion issues are not something that you could just say that's not the biggest red flag, or for any quarterback in the National Football League. Like Tua is has the biggest injury risk probably in the entire league.
Of all the quarterbacks, yeah, I'd be worried about him the most. But I mean, you have Olave. I mean, you could jump on Olave. I'm sure is going to put up great numbers. Unless I'm just looking at the receivers that came later because I was not. At that spot, to me, it was between Nick Chubb or Waddle. Whether I wanted a running back or receiver, but top spot receivers are harder to come by.
It's not crazy. It's not crazy. It's just it's not my cup of tea. But it's not that I don't like Waddle.
Just watch him. And Waddle got bigger this offseason, put on some muscle. Right? Waddle's coming. Tyreek might be suspended. Who knows? Since he
That would help you. That would help you. That would help you. Tyreek Hill gets nudged out of the way. I just think 13 is high.
Cooper.
I'm not saying I don't like Waddle. I just think 13 is high for Waddle. But I would say Cooper. I don't agree with the Cooper ADP at all. I understand you're taking him kind of near where people are, so you're not crazy according to the general population. But I certainly think Amari Cooper is not my third drafted player on any team. I wouldn't even consider it. To be honest with you, I wouldn't take Amari Cooper in the fourth round at all. I wouldn't take him in the fourth round, period. Because there's just, JJ's there, Kenneth Walker, Najee, Debo, Drake London's often there. I could find 12 people past that 36 overall pick that I'd rather have 10 times out of 10 over Amari Cooper. Not that I don't like Cooper in a certain draft territory, but my third drafted player. Your third drafted player is Amari Cooper. That guy's failed me more than once. I'm not going near that. ETN's great value at the end of round 4, by the way. I would have taken ETN over Cooper. I would take a Walker over Cooper, Najee over Cooper, Fields over Cooper. Probably
I see it. The upside to me is, I'm not going to say is limited, but you don't see I don't see him going insane. I see him disappearing like he usually does. To me, that was more like a diversity pick. I think it was like half diversity pick, half. And the man is Deshaun Watson's number one receiver. If Deshaun comes back to form or anywhere near what he was, I mean, Amari is gonna. He was eating with brisket, and you'd hope Deshaun could improve on that a bit. Amari's getting older, but man's still a great route runner. He has injury issues and disappearing issues sometimes. Whether those disappearing instances happen partly because of injury, partly because of his makeup, I don't really know. But I mean, who else was that? I like Debo.
I like the Najee
Debo's
pick.
Issue.
You know what I would have liked to see you do? If you would have went, let's see here. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could say Debo's got risk too. What I would love to see, what I'd like to see you do outside of our community though is you could get Burrow there. If you had Diggs, Waddle, Burrow, and Najee, that would be ideal from that 12 spot.
See, I only touch Burrow whenever I draft Chase because that's kind of how the draft ends up falling to me. He's just always there. For some reason, when you're at the early, at least outside of the community, when you're at the 101, 1.2, when you grab Chase, Burrow's always right at the top of ADP, so I just snagged him there.
I love drafting Burrow in the end of the 4th round. That's ideal. Like if you in our community, it's not going to happen. I'd even take Fields. I don't think Fields would fall to you. Trevor Lawrence would fall to you normally. Trevor Lawrence would be good, but in our community, you got to expect these quarterbacks to fly off a little bit sooner. And it doesn't mean you have to conform to that, because you can certainly take advantage of like the Aaron Rodgers types and such, and Anthony Richardson. But I think like a Burrow in a regular community, not ours, a Burrow instead of Cooper would have been a much better pick for that in that draft slot. Just if you end up drafting that same strategy. Smitty, how many shares of D Hopkins do you have? I have a little bit, not a ton, but I don't mind him like in the, where do you go in this draft? The 4th round, middle of the 4th round. I find myself taking him when I get screwed at wide receiver and I get sniped like crazy. I've had him as like my low end number 1 and I hate it. Like I like him, but I hate, you don't even know where he is going to be at, you know? So it's kind of like one of those teams where I know it's not going to be one of my favorite teams. If I wait, get burned, and take Hopkins as like my wide receiver 1. Let's see here. Ron, you took Hawkinson, ETN, Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith. JJ, I like it a lot. Number 2 spot, it's got Jamar Chase, Derek. You what?
No, I was gonna say, who's BK Style in here in our chat? It's different name.
I think that's BK. I think he's got a YouTube name BK. I'm not sure. But the 2 spots got Jamar Chase, Derrick Henry, Ramondre Stevenson, Brandon Ayuk. I think Ayuk's way too high in the 4th round, personally. I don't know where his ADP is now. Maybe his ADP's climbing there. Justin Herbert. I like the team, though. I mean, Henry, Stevenson, Jamar Chase, Herbert, it could be really good. And Ayuk's good. I like Ayuk a lot, but I just don't know that he's ready for prime time yet until we see consistency for him at the quarterback position. And the same thing could be said for Debo. My pick of Debo in the 4th round. I don't mind him in the 4th round, but there's definitely concern that, you know, without Purdy, he does well. With Purdy, he doesn't. They don't run him or need him if Purdy's in there quite as much. And that's definitely a risk factor for sure. This number 3 draft slot, Tony Pollard, Bijan. I love that. Ridley, DJ Moore, Trevor Lawrence. Really crafty team there. I like that a lot. Cooper, Higgins, Josh Allen, Judy, Mike Williams. Not fans of the Judy and Mike Williams picks, but I love Josh Allen's value in the 3rd round. You know, Cooper and Higgins, I think, you know, in this format, it doesn't hurt to have 2 wide receivers like that. So it's not like you did bad there at all. I just don't like Judy. Judy in the 4th round, I don't get. It's very confusing to me. Like, it's all spec, you know, and you're banking on Russell Wilson. You're banking on the Broncos. I don't know. Number 5 slot, Tyreek Hill, Jonathan Taylor, Breece Hall, Keenan Allen, Kirk. I loved everything up until the 2 wide receivers. I'd much rather have, let's see, who was there? DJ Moore. I'd much rather have DJ Moore than Keenan Allen, but that's me. Christian McCaffrey, Devontae Adams, Mark Andrews, DeAndre Hopkins, Aaron Jones, solid. Travis Kelce, Eckler, Josh Jacobs, Lamar, and Terry McLaurin. Obviously, you know, good, minus that I don't love Jacobs, but I understand the value there. Garrett Wilson, Nick Chubb, Christian Watson, Justin Fields. Overcome's got an amazing team so far. Probably my favorite team. I like Ron's team in the 1 spot. Ron's got a huge advantage. I love that 1 pick, but Ron did a good job. You could still screw that spot up, and I think Ron didn't. He did good. I think Overcome taking Madison's very interesting. I like the pick. Very good team. Overcome's at least in the top 2 right now. CeeDee Lamb, Mahomes, Jahmyr Gibbs, DK. This is a fantastic team by Dan. He's definitely in the top 4. Could be top 2 as well. And then my team upcoming, A.J. Brown, Saquon, Burrow, Debo. I like it. Let's see if I can hang with these guys or if I run out of elite players to grab. Kind of feel like it dropped off right there real quickly. I don't know if I feel like there's I don't know if there's a player that I feel like is standing out like sticking out like a sore thumb anymore.
Hey, Smitty.
Yeah,
Oh, whoops. He's probably about to be on the clock.
that's
I
right.
was going to
there's
ask, like,
PK.
What's up, Okafor?
Michael Thomas. If Michael Thomas comes back and is fully healthy, who do you think the teams are going to treat as the number one?
If Michael Thomas comes back and is fully healthy,
Like, who do you think defenses are going to,
I don't think
like, put
Michael.
their number one corner?
I don't think Michael Thomas. Dan, the Grim Reacher, just living up to his name. Goodness gracious, Dan.
Oh, jeez.
What are you do? What are you doing over it?
Frankie, don't be sorry for the Swift hate. I don't like Swift either. You don't
What-
need to be sorry for it.
What is Ron? You let me decide what he can be sorry and not sorry for. What is he doing for Dotson right here, Ron? Dan, the Grim
I'll
Reacher.
tell you,
Where's
he's a
Dotson's
menace.
ADP? Hold on,
He's
I
a
gotta look
menace.
at this. Hold on a second.
He's a menace to, actually, hold on. Let me look at the board.
Where's Dotson
He's
at?
living up to his name.
He's
Speedy's not
reaching.
in,
I mean, a
so
little
he-
bit. I think he's like after Traylon. He's around Traylon.
I mean, good lord, bro.
Or more like
Dotson's
after
ADP.
Addison.
His ADP is 74 overall. You took him at 57. Jeez. Okay, here comes Scared Scott. Like, I need this right now. Okay. Hold on, Scott. I got to make my draft selection. I got a bunch of reachers in here, and I got to figure out what I'm going to do. I've got Mixon, J.K. Dobbins. There's your boy, Scott. J.K. Dobbins, which I don't hate that. I don't hate that pick here, to be honest. Pacheco's down too low. I'm not going to reach like Dan
You
the
shouldn't
Grim
hate
Reacher.
that pick ever.
What? What, Dan? What, Scott?
You shouldn't hate that pick ever.
I don't mind it.
JK's gonna freaking.
Don't talk me out of it by speaking, Scott. Hold on. I'm gonna go against it just because Scott's coming in strong on it. Let's see, Kittle. Kittle's interesting here, but I just think I don't know about him this year. He had last year he had 11 touchdowns though, which was crazy. And with Purdy in there, Kittle does thrive. Like part of me is tempted to try and get a little advantage there at the tight end spot, but Kittle.
Take Dobbins, and on the flip side, take Pitts.
What do you think about Kittle here, Ron? I hate taking Niners though. I really do.
Yeah. Hey, he's gonna have the best thrower in 49ers history throwing to him.
Yeah. I don't know though. There's nothing left here. I mean, JK holding out. I doubt it lasts long, but I don't like that.
Tell
Damian Pierce.
he's gonna finish in the top 5, man.
I love how for sure Scott is about it. You're making me not want to take him, Scott. Every time you open your mouth about him.
Dude, how many running backs do you see have 300 carries, 400 carries in their career and averaging 5.9 yards a carry?
I mean, how many running backs do you see
And it's
not
6
stay on the
yards
field?
a carry.
And he doesn't stay on the
That's 6.
field.
That's freaking Bo Jackson numbers.
Come on, bro. Now I'm not taking him. You just called him Bo Jackson. Bro, come on.
No, I didn't. I said it's
Hey.
Bo Jackson numbers.
Smitty, in our in the Graveyard League, Frake wanted Dobbins. I had him. I traded him Dobbins and Sanault. He gave me P. Ryan, Tank Dell, a 2024 second round, a 4th round 2024, and 2 second round 2025 picks
Huh.
for that trade.
That's interesting. Anthony gave me a $5 super chat asking this question
I
here.
played against you.
Dynasty trade. Give Javonte 26 first rounder. Receive Christian Watson. Javonte 26 first rounder. Receive Christian Watson. Running back room is Bijan Matt. Okay. 26 first rounder is a long time from now. My thinking here is this. You're probably giving up a lot. And I love Watson, but the thing is, that's such a far pick out, and the likelihood of the league even being there. I'd probably just take Watson. I'd take Watson, but I would try and get more back, but I mean, because Javonte could still be worth what Watson is. We don't really know. I would bet against it this year, but I certainly think it's possible. But that 26 first rounder is so far away. Like, you're not getting. I'd rather have the now of Watson for 3 years as you await that, you know. So, yeah. So I could handle. If Scott wouldn't have said anything, I would have probably taken J.K. Dobbins. But I wanted to.
Travis.
I know. I knew Travis would take him the minute I passed on him, but that's okay because there's some other players that I like that I went wavered on back and forth on.
Good job, Travis.
Yeah. Keep opening your mouth there, Scott. Keep detouring me away from players you're speaking of. You're so confident in them that there's got to be something wrong.
Uh-huh.
I'm staying away from Scott's. When Scott goes high pitched, I'm out. I know there's the alarm sound. I don't mind JK just a little bit later, and I would have been okay with it. I feel like
Could have had JK and flipped right around and took him Pitts. You'd been a lot better off.
I don't need JK. I don't have to have JK. I don't think JK's Bo Jackson like you do. I think he's good. I think he's injury prone, and I'll take him if he falls to me. But 5th round's a little early.
I think
for
he carries
JK.
a 5.9 yards.
How many? Say it again. Say it a bunch of times, Scott. Bo Jackson.
5.9. That's insane.
Also, keep in mind that some players in those situations are getting unique carries where there's open rushing lanes. He's not getting the full workload all the time. He's in a running back by committee. You can't always look at yards per carry in those situations because a lot of times he'll get a draw play or a handoff when there's literally no one around, and he'll rip off 5, 6, 7 yards. I'm not saying he's not a 5 yard per carry running back when he's healthy. I'm not saying he can't be, but there's definitely injury concern, and the man's holding out. He has no reason to hold out right now. He has nothing to show for, Scott. I mean, unless you're making the case for him and you're telling people he's Bo Jackson and he needs a new contract, you're getting in his head.
I did not say it was Bo Jackson. You're putting words in my mouth.
But okay, I'm sorry.
I mean, he's probably
He said
more like
his
like
numbers are Bo
Kenneth
Jackson's.
The dude has 226 career carries and 1,325 yards.
How many missed games does he have?
He blew a knee. He blew a knee.
Talk about some
That
other
happens
players.
to everybody. That's not like he's missing multiple games. Like, say, take a guy like Ken Walker,
It's not like he's
who missed
Ken Walker.
2 games and there wasn't even a guy around him when he got hurt.
he
Smitty,
missed
What do you
it.
know,
He's
JK
missed a year and a
Dobbins
half.
came on
He's
one
missed a
with
year
Smitty.
and a half. What are you talking about? Okay. Anyway,
Travis is waiting for you to talk about players you like so he could take them.
I love Chris Godwin here.
I have so much hatred.
I hope Chris
maybe
Godwin. I hope Tyler Lockett stays around right here. I hope Deontay Johnson's available. I hope Cam Akers doesn't go.
Who's this guy?
That's what he's doing.
Who's the last guy here taking freaking Najee and Joe Mixon as his running backs?
He's on the
Najee
phone.
isn't so bad, but
Right.
freaking Mixon. Who's
Here.
He's right on the
who's
phone.
taking
Right.
Mixon in the 5th
Here.
round?
He's on the phone.
Just speaking to him.
Well, okay.
Ed should go in the 4th.
Joe Mixon is undraftable.
Hey, Scott. I'm not necessarily
Uh-huh.
gonna ream you for the Joe Mixon take, but are you complaining about Najee Harris in the 4th round?
No, I like Najee, actually.
You just said he's got Najee Harris and Joe Mixon as his running back.
He's just Najee's just boring.
That's all you need. Old, boring, and reliable. Go ahead and give me your 4 yards of pop.
Yeah.
Najee's boring.
Joe Mixon's dead.
Najee's boring.
Dead.
What's
I mean, I
boring?
don't-
Explain to me why Najee's boring. I'm curious. I'm curious what goes through Scott's head.
I don't know. He runs boring. He's just
What are you
boring.
talking about, Scott? Scott, really?
Oh,
He was
goodness.
jumping over guys last year. He won the freaking.
He makes me
he won
yawn.
the freaking the staff twice last year.
Just waiting for Ron to jump in.
You're nuts. You are nuts.
He's boring as
If you
shit.
talk about something that's boring to watch, let's talk about Scary Terry. He's boring to watch. And you can tell his dad I said
Okay.
that.
Okay.
I'd rather watch Dotson. I'd rather watch Gibby than Scary Terry.
Okay.
There you go.
What do you want me to say to that?
There's nothing you can say to
There's
Scott.
nothing.
I don't know what makes you say he's boring.
It's just,
When you
I don't
watch
know.
him,
It's like,
Hey.
they
What-
give him the ball. He runs 3.5 yards.
I mean, Scott's got a point there.
You don't
Throw it
even
out to him, and he goes for
For the
5.
season last year,
It's just
when he
boring.
caught that awesome pass from Pickett to beat Baltimore in the next to the last game of the season to give them a winning season last year. You didn't even see that. How is that boring? Go back and look at your highlights.
How far out was it? I bet it was a 4-yard pass play.
You want to bet? How much you want to bet? You want to bet? Before you go look at the video, you
Did
want
it
to
go
bet?
5? Or was it like
No.
his biggest catch of the year at 6?
You're full of jokes.
I will say I agree with you that Joe Mixon is a bad pick personally. Sorry
Yeah,
Okafor. He
I
is,
think he's
What?
undraftable.
Explain.
explain what? That like he still could get cut. Do you know he still could
He's
get?
in the sa-
Do you know that he's on
What
the
if he
verge of?
does?
Do you know he's on the verge of being
But
released?
if he doesn't, he's the starting running back for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Is he?
I like those odds.
Even if he
Yes,
does,
he is.
He hit his cliff last year, buddy. He's just it's over.
Scott's gonna make me.
yeah.
Scott's gonna make me.
I
defend
know he has
Mixon.
not. He has
It's
not been as productive as I had hoped.
I just want to
and
disagree with
believed
Scott
he
all
would
the time.
be. Over
Look,
his career?
hey, Okafor, come on. You're out of bounds. You're out of your lane right now. Like you can argue Waddle,
No, what
I
you
get it.
mean?
You can argue Cooper, but Joe Mixon's falling off a cliff, bro. He's constantly in
No,
trouble.
I'm
He's
not
wait,
watching-
he's brandishing weapons around all over town while he's driving around. He's got shootings going. He's got shootings going on at his house. If he doesn't take a pay cut, they're releasing him, and even if they keep him on a lower salary, that means he's not as valuable. And they drafted Chase Brown, who's at this point in their career is a way better running back. He is completely washed, bro. Like maybe he does okay for what would I say? Completely washed. He's on the verge of washing out.
Amen.
He's at best Zeke Elliott last year.
I heard a lot of off the field arguments. I hear a lot of on the field.
I mean, I just said he's Zeke Elliott at best on the field right now.
Zeke Elliott is a little harsh. I'd have to. I need to watch some like analysis on why he's not putting up the numbers like.
But I will say, Scott,
is he slowing down?
He is slowing down big time. That's why they're going to cut him. Hey, if he doesn't take a huge pay cut. Hey, Scott, I will say that I don't necessarily agree with your calling Najee boring. I think Najee had a boring season because he had a Liz Frank injury and some offensive line issues. So I could understand you taking maybe that stance. But Najee as a player is not a boring player. Catches a lot of balls. He leapfrogs over players. He's actually a pretty entertaining guy to watch. But last year, he did have, I would say, a season that was very, very disappointing. The Liz Frank injury made him like kind of vanish for half a year. That is a boring attribute, I suppose, or a thing that you could say is boring. But do you not take into account any of that? Do you not say to yourself, okay, fourth round? I mean, you said you didn't hate him in the fourth round, but you did make a comment at the beginning of all this. Hold on. Let me hold on. Let me rewind the tape. Let me rewind the tape. Who would draft Najee and Joe Mixon as their running backs?
You did throw Najee.
You did. You threw Najee under the bus.
You did. You threw him under the bus. Okay. Until you got called that,
because he's bored. He makes me yawn.
I mean, hey, this
says Scott.
This is not a beauty pageant, right?
The beauty pageant.
Like, put up the damn.
I think BK fell asleep.
Yeah, overcome. What's going on, pal?
Oh yeah, it's Overcome's pick, isn't it?
Yeah, overcome. You there?
No, it's BK's.
No, overcome's on the clock.
Well, that's not what I'm showing.
Really?
Oh, maybe I'm in the wrong draft.
Ron's in the wrong draft. I don't love my draft slot. This is in Snipe City. This is a tough draft slot.
Yeah.
My team's okay. I don't love it. This team I've got a lot of players I normally don't, except for Burrow, that I normally don't draft, especially together. I guess Pacheco and Burrow I put together a lot, but I think my team's still solid, but I don't love it. It's not a team I'd love to watch on Sundays. It feels boring, as Scott would say.
No, I was in the wrong draft. BK in another slow draft we're in. And Overcome, he's either fell asleep or he's in the gym doing reps in between his picks.
Yeah, BK says not my pick. He's here to defend himself in the chat. I'm sorry, Scott. Were you trying to say something about someone being boring? Or you?
What
were you
done
saying?
with that? Oh, I know what I called in about. When you do your redrafts, I was just doing one, and I was getting to my kicker. And, I have season tickets to the Jaguars, but I'm a 49ers fan. I just live in St. Augustine. And
this is the man that's calling. This is the man calling Mixon boring. I'm about to fall asleep, Scott. You got to speed it up. What are we talking about here? Go ahead. Speed it up.
I'm talking about kicker.
Oh, yeah, that's not boring.
Games,
that's the definition of boring.
Riley Patterson was the kicker of the Jags last year. And I can't tell you, because it was like my biggest pet peeve. They'd get to the, say, 37, 36, 38.
This is not the most boring story you've ever heard.
Somewhere in that neighborhood, 35. And it'd be fourth down and 8, 9. And they always went for it. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's a 52-yard field goal, or that's a 53, or that's a 54. Why the fuck aren't they kicking it? They've got 10 yards to go. Biggest pet peeve. So I started looking, and this Riley Patterson finishes 11th in kicking last year. And I'm like, okay, throw 5 50-yard field goals on there. And that's third.
Call terminated.
Kick.
I'm sorry, guys. I couldn't listen to that anymore. He's got to call back. That is the longest story I've ever heard in my entire life. Coming from a man that just called Najee Harris boring. What is he talking about? What was he talking about? I felt like I felt like my grandfather was telling me a story about. I don't know. What in the hell? Like, Scott, I gave you a chance. Scotty, you can call back in if you want, but what story are you telling me? There he is. Scott, you had to speed that.
Anyway, McManus is going to be a great pickup this year.
Okay.
We don't even
We're on
kickers
it.
in best ball.
McManus, thank you.
Why are we talking kick?
That's boring, Scott. McManus.
Well, there's nothing more boring. No, I'm not gonna.
So, back to Joe Mixon for a second. What running backs at that position? What player you like more than Joe Mixon at that spot?
I think Overcome fell asleep. Overcome's gone, guys. This draft is dead now. We'll leave it here and just debate a little bit. But one thing I wanted to get into real quickly. Sorry to interrupt these entertaining stories, Scott. But I would like to put on screen a couple of the higher lows. And you know what? I wouldn't mind getting Scott's take on some of these because I have a feeling Scott's going to disagree on a lot of these. So, Scott, I'm going to put something on the board here. And if you get 3 of them wrong, you get disconnected on. So we'll see. We'll see what you think of these. And let me find just the perfect one for Scott. Hold on. Okay.
I think you need to call Overcome up, and then we can all yell, "Wake your ass up and draft!"
Okay, Scott. Here is one that I want you to answer high or low on. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Scott, high or low? Saquon Barkley. High or low? 975 rushing yards.
Low.
Lower?
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
That's one strike. That's one strike. How
You
could
think he's not going to get to 975?
You just said lower, Scott. I just said higher, lower than
no,
975. You said lower.
I don't see it on the screen. It
What,
just
Scott?
got here. I'm looking at the TV.
No take-backsies.
No, I would go higher.
You already did it. You already put it out there in the ether.
I thought you were asking me did I think 975 was that's what he was going to run.
You got 2 more chances, Scott.
Is that high or low? And I thought it was low.
You got 2 more chances.
higher.
Don't worry. I got one right here. Here's another one. Here's your second chance out of 3. 3 strikes. That's it, Scott.
That's not a strike. You know what I meant.
I don't know what you meant. You said lower. Okay, Scott.
I didn't say lower.
Here is number 2.
975 was too low.
Here's a number 2. Najee Harris, higher or lower, Scott, than 925.5 rushing yards? Will he rush for over 925 yards?
Yeah, he'll go over that as long as it's healthy.
That's correct. Good job, Scott. You're alive. Let's see how long Scott can last. We're just waiting for Okafor to come back. We're waiting for Okafor to come back and draft. All right, here we go, Scott. Question number 3. Question number 3. Breece Hall, 850 rushing yards. High or low?
True.
You're thinking too long. You missed that one.
I wouldn't touch that bet.
You're missing. You're taking a lap. Not only you got another strike. You think Breece Hall can't get 850?
Dude, he's got a blown knee. I wouldn't make the bet. That's a bad bet to take.
Scott, you got one chance left.
Bring in Cook.
You got one chance left, Scott.
Oh, you're just making shit up.
When I don't make the rules.
Yeah.
This is the
You
show
don't make
rules.
the rules,
Making it
he
up.
does.
The show rules. Scott, here we go. Final question. I hope we don't have to disconnect on you. You'll be in 5 minutes of timeout. Jahmyr Gibbs over 580 rushing yards.
Oh, he's going to run for 50.
He's going to run for what?
He's going to run for 750 and get another 750 received.
That's correct. That's correct. You're alive. You're remaining alive. Good job.
Yeah.
I know you're just saying what I want to hear because those are the numbers I projected, but that is smart thinking, Scott. You're thinking outside the box right now. Scott's gonna try and stay alive, ladies and gentlemen. All right, here's another one for Scotty. These are on Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty, by the way. These are all higher. Is that a real bet? These are all real. These are all absolutely real. Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. The link is in the live chat. These are all real on Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. Okay. So if you guys want to partake in these are all live on Underdog Fantasy. It's like Underdog saying, take my money. Take my money. These are all just home runs. Scott, question number 7 or whatever. Drake London, 850 receiving yards, higher or lower?
Oh, Drake is going to have a 1,200-yard season.
Correct. That's correct. But 4.5 touchdowns, higher or lower than 4.5 touchdowns? This is a bonus round on Drake London.
Oh, that's up to Ritter. That's out of Drake's hands.
You got to give an answer, Scott.
It's more. He's bound to get,
That's correct.
at a 1,200 yards.
That's correct,
he's bound
Scott.
to get at least 6.
Scott, that's correct. All right. Scott, next question. So far, you're staying alive. The question is, can Scott's stubbornness bump him out? Is he eventually going to say something that he just can't help himself because he's a man true to his own word? Calvin Ridley, 800. These are all real on Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. The link is in the description of every video, and the link is in the live chat pinned. Please go try these. They're home runs. You're literally walking into money. Calvin Ridley, 855 receiving yards, higher or lower?
Higher.
That's correct, Scott. You're alive. You are remaining alive. You have 2 strikes, though. All right.
Overcome comes back before tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Over or under?
Yeah. That's not a good one. I'm just trying to find some of these. Some of these are amazing. Some of these are amazing. You a big Garrett Wilson fan, Scott?
Yes.
Okay.
I think Garrett's going to have a nice season now.
You like Olave?
Not quite as hot.
You like Olave, Scott?
I do.
Okay. Scott, do you like Jahan Dotson? This one's coming for you, Scott. This one might do you in. This might be your C'est La Vie.
I didn't think
This might be your
Dotson,
C'est La
I
Vie
just
moment,
think-
my friend.
little.
Scott, question. High or low? Jahan Dotson, 800 yards. This is real. Did you just say,
He might have 801.
Finish him. Call terminated.
Scott is such a good sport, though. I will give him that. Like, this kind of training this man goes through at home has got to be unmatched. You know what I'm saying? Like this guy is just, he can take a beating. You know what I'm saying? These are all real, guys. These are all in Underdog Fantasy. Promo code Smitty. Please go over there and try them out. This 975.5 rushing yards for Saquon is like disrespectful. Where's the other one? This one right here. Where's it at? Let me see. Where's the other one at? That's just disrespectful.
I think the beating.
You what?
The whole chat can take a beating, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, by listening to it. Jahmyr Gibbs, over 580 yards. That is disrespectful. Just plain disrespectful. Calvin Ridley, 855 yards. That's higher. That is disrespectful. Jahan Dotson, 800 yards. That is disrespectful. Huh? What?
Did you say Calvin Rippey?
Calvin Ridley, 855.5 yards. Just completely disrespectful. Jahmyr Gibbs, 580 yards. 580. It's crazy. Drake London, 850 yards. Unbelievable. These are all home run smashes, in my opinion. And this one's just ridiculous. This Breece Hall, 850 yards rushing, is insane. Like, he's going to, zip past that, as Denny would say. Zip it. Well, guys, I don't know if Overcome's coming back. He Overcome crapped the bed tonight.
I told you, call him.
I crapped the bed tonight. I don't know how to call him. Me on Instagram?
Thought you got his number.
Overcome? No, we aren't.
Yeah.
We aren't that connected. All right. Well, I don't mind. I don't mind heading
that one time, so I didn't know.
Overcome? I don't think I've ever. Don't forget to punch that like button. Graveyard Shift says Blackbeard. Yeah, I don't know. These are great lines. There is a stipulation though in the bets that you gotta or in these higher lows that you have to play what, 5 games, Ron? Is it 5 games?
What, for the future pick?
Yeah, don't they get called off if it's less than 5 games, or what is it?
Not sure.
I think it was 5 games. Does anybody?
This is new.
Does anybody know on the phone line?
Not sure how it.
Let me see. Let me get in there.
All you gotta do is pull up the rules.
Yeah, I'm trying. I believe it was they have to take 1 snap in 5 games, which is very low expectation. But I think they're trying to cover themselves on if somebody like gets hurt, because you could technically like go through and do all these lowers, and somebody could have an injury. Like if someone tore their ACL in the middle of the offseason, I think it pushes that bet or that contest. So, all right, hey guys, I'm gonna take advantage of an early night tonight. Overcome. Put this at a halt, but we've been live for an hour and a half almost, so we've done good damage tonight. It was fun to do this draft and kind of see it all play out. Go check out these Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty higher lows. They're unbelievable. This draft board right in front of you is a pretty interesting one. Again, not super excited about my team. Feels very boring. Feels very boring, as Scott would say. And I'd have to say Dan the Grim Reacher. I would have to say I like Overcome's team, even though he crapped the bed and left the draft, and Ron Navy's team, and I think I said somebody else's I liked a lot, but those are probably my favorite 3 teams. Those are my favorite 3 teams. And this is a Garrett Wilson.
Overcome knock out brothers.
Maybe. Garrett Wilson draft. This is a Garrett Wilson draft, technically. So this is one. It's ongoing. We got another one. Got like 3 others going right now, so we're going to space them out a little bit. But this is a Garrett Wilson draft. All right, I will see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow evening, maybe there's some sort of live stream, but during the day, I'm not sure. But I'll see you all later. Okafor, appreciate you. Ron Navy, appreciate you. Avi,
All right.
appreciate you. And Scared Scott, I don't know if he's trying to call back in or not, but Scared Scott was booted out for missing too many over-unders, some higher lows, and we had to put him in timeout for 5 minutes. But he can call back and say goodbye if he would like to. The phone line's open, Scott. Appreciate you. My Howl comment wasn't referring to you, says Trey. I don't know what the Howl comment was, so I didn't even see it. So no worries. At 580 yards, that's 36 yards a game, says Sick Nasty, referring to Jahmyr Gibbs' crazy low, amazing higher low stat line on Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty, which is pinned in the live chat. This is crazy. 580 yards is nothing. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to rip off 100 or 200 yards, in like back-to-back game. Like he'll have 100 yards and like 120 yards. He'll have like one of those 150-yard games. He will. And so he could tear that number down in like 5-6 games if you had a couple of those big time, 140 back-to-back yard run games. I can't wait. Gibbs is going to be a monster. All right, gentlemen, I'll see you. What?
My first Dalmatian 2 lineup ended up being Josh Allen, Anthony Richardson, Bijan Stevenson, Charbonnet, Chase Brown, Dwayne McBride, Hopkins, Addison, Gabe Davis, Dobbs, Alec Pierce, Jason Reed, Shakir, Downs, Hawkinson, Kincaid, and Woods.
Nice. All right, boys. I'll see you later.
All right.
Later. All right, guys. I'm out of here. Appreciate you. I've had a long week, long day. Deuces. Scott, we'll see you later, pal. Thank you, Sick Nasty, for the super chat. Sick Nasty, did I not get this one? Hold on a second. Sick Nasty, you still here? Sick Nasty just dropped a super chat I didn't see. Anthony, your super chat here. Dynasty Trade, I got that one. Overcome. Man, Alave just went 38. I got that one. I appreciate that. Bryson, I got your super chat. I don't know that I got Sick Nasty super chat yet. So, Sick Nasty, you still here? Hopefully you are. Let me read this real quickly. And I'll check my text line for sure. Sick Nasty, appreciate that $5 holler, my boy. To the moon. Let's give Sick Nasty a standing ovation. He deserves it.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy. All right, let's read this real quick. Sick Nasty said the following. I draft so much in Snipetown that when I'm not drafting here with the community, it actually seems harder. Too many choices. Bro, that's the truth, but it's good training, isn't it? It's good training. Mel Bailey just became a member. Appreciate Mel Bailey becoming a YouTube exclusive member. That is awesome. To the moon, Mel Bailey.
To the moon.
To the moon, Mel Bailey. Golf, I'll see you later. Peanut Butter, I'll see you later. Ron, Bobby King, Travis, Kilpatrick. Travis, thank you for moderating. Ninja, appreciate you. Appreciate everybody being here. Sick Nasty, appreciate that super chat. I'll see you all later. Sick Nasty, I'll check the text line. Yeah, Ron, you're live. Just briefly.
Yeah, the draft's back on. Overcome made it. Everybody's making their picks now.
All right, let me go back real quick, but I'm not going to stay too long. Hold on. All right, Overcome. What's Overcome's excuse? Where were you, Overcome? What did you have to do, pal? He took Kyle Pitts. All that for Kyle Pitts. Were you doing research? I'm gonna stay for the turn real quick, and then I'm still gonna jump out. Let's see here.
Hey, guess what, Smitty?
What?
I have. Hold on a second. I'm going to tell you something.
Overcome
Get to
Phil.
it.
He said he fell asleep. Joel, appreciate you. We're gonna. I don't know if I'm gonna wait much longer because I don't think everybody else is here now. We'll have to see. BK, I don't know if BK is still in here. Yeah, this is gonna take forever. We'll finish it offline. But what do you have to tell me, Ron?
11 months, 30 days.
That's your. Oh, you're almost at your year. Congratulations.
Yes, sir.
Ron Navy, almost been here a year. It seems like 3. Unbelievable. All right, Ron, I'm out of here. Later.
All right, later.
Yeah, I don't think, I don't know if everybody's coming back. BK's gone now. Who knows if everybody's online. I wish I'd tell you if people were online. I'll see you all tomorrow.